Hello everyone and welcome to IAAF Inside Athletics, and thank you Atte Walden for letting me helping you out this year with this amazing show. My first guest here today is Fabiana Murer. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Must be an amazing year for you. It's your last year of your amazing athletic career, and you have Olympic Games at home soil. Can you just tell us how it feels like when it's only 6 months left?
Yeah, sometimes I feel very sad because it's my last year, but in the other side, I'm feeling very excited because I have the Olympics in my country. So I'm trying to enjoy all moments, all trainings and competitions because I know that's the last year. But I'm very happy with my career. It's 10 years among the 10 first athletes in the world. So I liked a lot what I did, my career. It's very nice to be in this life, but it's almost in the end. But I think it's the right time to finish my career, and I hope with a medal in the Olympics.
We hope so. We're going to come back, talk more about the Olympics a little bit later. But first of all, I mean, as so many pole vaulters, you came from gymnastics to start with, and only got into pole vault at age 16 or something like that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I began the gymnastics with 7 years old, and I liked it a lot. It was easy for me because was a nice life to be in the sport, and I liked it a lot. But with 15 to 16, I started to feeling that I was too high, too tall to continue in gymnastics, and I was having some difficulties, and I started to see that wasn't possible to me to be in the Olympics, because it wasn't one dream for me to be in one Olympics. And then with 16 years old, I did one test to try to do athletics, and then my coach, Elson Miranda, that's my coach until now, was there selecting the kids, and then he saw me and saw that I was okay in the test because I had the skills because of the gymnastics, and then he chose me to do pole vault. And the beginning was really easy because I have these skills, but then I think after 1 year I started to see that it's not so easy. Pole vault is very complicated, a lot of technique, very technical events, so it was very difficult, but it was a challenge for me this. So I began to dedicate more time because the first year I trained only 2 times per week, and then the next year I started to stay more hours training and more days, and then I did the standards to go to the Junior World Championship, the first Junior World Championship that had pole vault for women.
That was really quick then.
Yeah.
How long time have you been training pole vault when you went to first?
1 year, 1 year
One
only.
year.
Yeah. And then I think I have talent for this.
Yeah.
Then I left gymnastics and continued training athletics, and until now.
What kind of skill set do you think? I mean, same thing with Jelena Isenbayeva, for example, coming from gymnastics. What is it in gymnastics that makes it, I shouldn't say it easy, but it helps coming into an event as the pole vault?
It's not the run, because the run up for the athletics, for the gymnastics, it's nothing similar. But I think the strength in the arms, especially for women, is important because it's difficult to have this force in the arms. The idea where my body is in the space because I have to do the rock back to be like a handstand, almost this, upside down, and I think this skill in the air, gymnastics is important. So I continue training gymnastics until now.
Oh, you do it still?
Yeah.
Do you still know a lot of tricks then, back from the days?
Yeah, I do more bar, like a giant on the bar, some stars, flick-flack, and some small things, but more adapting for pole vault now.
You went from one thing to the next. I guess a big milestone for you was the Pan American Championships 2007 in Rio, also in your home country.
Yeah, I think one one good step that I did was in 2006 when I broke the South America record. Was important result for me, and with this result I could have the level to come to Europe and be part of the meetings here. So it was one important year for me, 2006. But 2007, during the Pan American Games in Rio, the people start to know about pole vault in Brazil, because pole vault was one sport that nobody knows about. I remember when I began to do, I said, I'm doing pole vault. What's pole vault? That thing that you go and you throw? No, this is javelin. It's pole vault, I go and jump. So in Pan American Games in 2007, the people start to know what was pole vault. And I was champion there in Brazil, and it was really nice to have the people cheering for me. The people didn't know how works pole vault, how was the rules, but they were their support because I had one Brazilian there. This was really nice. It was a good moment for me.
Then you really continue jumping higher, and then 2010 you won the Indoor World Championships, and then 2011 the Outdoor World Championships at the age of 30. Can you, at that point in your career, having a World Championship, 30 years old, was it definite for you to continue?
Yeah, for me 2010 was very important because the years before I always thought for me it would be really difficult to be a champion or to be in the first place in some meetings, because I jumped with Yelena Zimbaeva. She was breaking many records that time, so I thought, it would be really difficult. I want to be champion one time. I want to feel this. And happened in 2010. I was in a very good shape and very confident with my jump, and I jumped high, and she didn't jump very well, and I was champion, and it was amazing.
Could you believe it that you had beaten her?
Yeah, for me the most important thing was to do a good competition. Like I jumped all the jumps in the first attempt, and of course had Yelena Zimbaeva, but had other athletes like Anna Rogoska, the Polish, Svetlana Feofanova, the other Russian. So it was a tough competition, but the feeling was really nice to be champion. And then I was Diamond League champion too in 2010. Was the first year that had Diamond League. And then 2011 was one year a little bit difficult. My result wasn't so good, so I didn't jump so high, but I was very constant. And then I don't know what happened with me during the Worlds, that I transformed myself, and I was very concentrated. The technique was very precise, and I jumped high and did my best mark with 30 years old. And then I saw how was big to be world champion.
On a personal note, when you're not jumping, can you tell us a little bit how you are as a person?
Yeah, during my vacations, I like to be in Brazil because I think I stay 5 months out of Brazil, so I want to stay there, not fly more than 1 hour and a half. And I like to be on the beaches in Brazil. That's very nice, very beautiful place.
Going back to 2009, when Rio got awarded the Olympic Games, can you explain what you were thinking when you heard that news?
Yeah, I was in Bahia on the beach on my vacation, and I remember when I landed, I was trying to know if we already had this answer or not. And I remember I was in the reception of the hotel, and then I received a call that Rio was selected to be the host of Olympics, and I was very happy. And that time I was thinking to retire in 2014, and then I started to think maybe I can continue more 2 years to be this opportunity, this experience to be part of the Olympics in my country.
So preparing for a year like this, does it look different than any other year, being it the last year of your career and with Olympics, of course?
No, I'm trying to do the same. I don't want to change one thing that's going well, because I think in 2012 I did some mistake because I didn't compete indoor season, and I think this was a mistake because then I trained too much and then I felt some injuries. So this year I decided to continue doing what I used to do, not change anything. But of course the motivation is different, and as I said, I'm trying to enjoy all the moments that I'm having in the sports.
Yeah. How important would it be to win the indoor world championships in Portland, as a, you know, feeling that you're on the way to Rio?
Yeah, it will be a tough competition. The girls are jumping very high this year.
Yeah.
I think this season is important to see what was good in the training, what's not good, what I have to improve for the outdoor season. But I want a medal, another medal in the indoor worlds. But I'm doing a good season now, and I want to have this experience of these meetings before the worlds, to arrive there ready to fight for a medal.
Mm. It's a tough year. I mean, Jennifer Soer is jumping amazingly, 5:03 so far, going up to trying to break the world record, of course. Do you look to others, or you try to keep focus on yourself?
Yeah, I look the results.
Yeah.
I want to see what's happened in the pole vault, how the girls are jumping, because I think this is important. I have to be aware what the girls are jumping to know the strategy during the Olympics or the Worlds during the competition. I have to know this. But Jennifer jumped very high. She's a very good athlete, and she was the last Olympic champion. So she wants to defeat her. She wants to win again. So it will be really hard. And another two Americans are jumping well, Sandy Morris and Demi Payne. We have the Greeks that is jumping good, the Cubans, so we have a lot of girls that jump high.
One of the most difficult things with pole vault, except the technical difficulties, must be getting those poles around the world. Do they often get missing somewhere on the planes?
Oh yeah, it's really difficult to check in the poles. Some companies take poles, the others no. So before we buy the ticket, we have to ask if they allow we check in the poles. And I remember when I was going to my first indoor worlds in Moscow, I arrived in the airport with the Brazil team. And then they didn't want to take the poles. And I was there and I fight, no, the plane is big, why you don't take the poles? No, it's a rule of the company. Then Brazil had to buy another ticket for me with another company. I remember in the Olympics in Beijing, I had a big problem with my poles because we carried the poles in one tube to protect these poles. But there, in the final, they decided to remove the poles from the tube and put one trolley that they built there to be beautiful there in the competition. And then one of my poles disappeared. Wasn't there during the competition, and was the second pole that I had to take because the poles has flexibility. So depending of my speed, my weight, the height that is the bar, that I would choose this pole. So my second pole of the competition wasn't there, and I tried to find, and the Chinese that was taking care of the poles said, no, you have 9 poles, need to be 9 poles here. And then I counted, it was only 8, and it was a big mess. And then I had to adapt my jump and the pose. I took another one that wasn't the right one for that high, and I was 10th place there, and was very sad. I cried a lot, and I said, "Oh, never more! I want to come back to Beijing." I found this pole in the village, the same night. So what happened was, one of my poles was together with the poles that the girls that didn't qualify to the final and went back to the village. So was there in the village, and then I said, "Oh, I don't want to come back to China anymore." But
you
last
did.
year I had to come back.
If you see for yourself, it's the day of the final, you're there. Can you picture the day already now?
Yeah, I think it will be full, the stadium. Beautiful place, a lot of people cheering for me, clapping during my jumps. And I want to get one medal because it's only the medal that's missing in my career. It's one Olympic medal. So I want to finish my career with this medal. So I'm very excited to arrive fast this moment, but I know that I have many things to happen, training and competitions.
Thank you so much, Fabiana Murer, for joining us here at the IAAF Inside Athletics. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and very good luck to you. I think all people will have their fingers crossed for you on this special year.
Thank you.